What's up everybody, it's your boy Hokage here, welcome to the video. Today, I'm here to bring you a 20k special video. And first of all, before I get into the Q&A, I just want to say two things. Firstly, there were nearly 300 questions and I obviously can't fit all of them into a single video. So I apologize to everybody who didn't get their questions answered. But it's simply not possible. I mean, it would be possible if I were to make a 6-hour video, right? But I don't think I'm really gonna do something like that ever in the future. So yeah, and the second thing that I want to say before I get into this video is thank you. Honestly, 20k means a lot to me. If like I know that to some of you that might not seem like a big number, but just for a second, think about 20,000 people in real life, right? Just imagine that you have to sit down and talk in front of 20,000 people, but in person. And then you will understand how many people that is. And, you know, I always wanted to, my dream was always to create this great community of Boruto fans. And I did it. I mean, I did it way back, not now. But I'm just saying that, you know, the community is growing. And obviously, all of us share the same interest. And that's the Boruto series. And I really like the atmosphere of the channel, the atmosphere in the comment section. Sometimes it can get toxic, just like with every, you know, YouTuber and with every comment section. But I'm loving it for the most part. And, you know, this whole YouTube thing is definitely making my life better. And I just want to thank all of you for that. Without further ado, let's get into this Q&A. By the way, my right arm, it's always gonna be like this because I'm, you know, constantly clicking, like constantly switching between the questions. So, yeah, just so you know. First question: when do you think that Kawaki will appear in the anime? Now, I used to say before episode 100, I really couldn't predict that the current arc was gonna be so long. Now my answer to this is before episode 150. What's your goal or dream as a YouTuber? 100,000 subscribers. What's your favorite Naruto fight? Naruto versus Sasuke at the end of part 1. The Shippuden fight was great, but, you know, the fight, you know, at the end of part 1, it's just, you know, too special to me. Eternal Hokage, what are you studying in school? Right now, I'm in my senior year of high school, and I only have a couple of subjects, actually. I have maths, I have English, PE, physical education, and business. So yeah, which is your favorite Boruto arc, including the manga, the versus Momoshiki arc, the anime version of it? What are your top 3 favorite anime of all time? Now, my top 10 anime / manga list, I recently tweeted this list, and I think I put it in my YouTube community tab. Number 1 would be Naruto / Boruto. Number 2 would be Your Lie in April. But when it comes to number 3, it's a manga. It's Berserk, and you know Berserk's anime is horrible. So let me do something. Let me because I forgot, because I'm not gonna, you know, sometimes I forget this list because whenever I make this list, I always need to think, right? So let me just open this list. Yeah, here it is. Number 3, Berserk, but you know, manga. Number 4, Tokyo Ghoul / Tokyo Ghoul Re, but then again, manga. Number 5, Claymore, but then again, manga. And number 6, it's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, so that's technically anime. So, in conclusion, my top 3 anime: number 1, Naruto / Boruto. Number 2, Your Lie in April. And number 3, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. But, you know, FMAB isn't really my third favorite series, so, but you get the point. Let me, where are the questions? Alright, so yeah, that was what are your top 3 anime of all time. So, what made you decide you wanted to go to school in America? What will you study, and where do you ideally want to go? Okay, I also prepared for this question. I applied to 8 colleges. I'm gonna apply to 1 more, so that's 9 in total. And I have a list here so that, you know, it takes less time, I guess. so first of all, let me say this. What made me decide to go to America? Well, firstly, it was either Europe or America, and you know, obviously, if I were to go to, I don't know, Spain or some country like that, I would go to an international university, and everybody would speak English in this university anyway. But I would really like to go to a country where English is the main language, and for example, Spain isn't really a country like that. Anyway, my two choices were England and America. Now, I'm not a racist. I'm not saying that there's a certain type of people in this country and then a certain type of people in that country. But generally, I'm talking about the majority. Countries do have certain mentalities, certain behaviors that repeat in multiple people. And I personally, even though I have some British friends, I personally like Americans more, if you get what I mean. Like, one of my best friends is British. I'm not saying that British people are bad or anything like that. I'm just saying that generally, and I want to be careful with this because I don't want anybody to twist my words. I'm just saying generally, I prefer the American mentality. You know, that's, you know, the main reason. But obviously, not only that, the educational system, I studied both the English one and the American one. I mean, my school is licensed by Cambridge. I'm, you know, doing their I'm doing everything the way they do in England right now in high school, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. And like, I've heard that the American high schools aren't really the best. I don't know if this is a fact because you know, I live in Serbia, obviously. But I also heard that the colleges are great, and then I did some research. I watched a lot of YouTubers, and I just overall really like the idea of me studying in America. What will you study? Well, to these schools, I mostly apply to media-related majors, and to some schools I apply to business-related majors. Whatever school I get into, I plan to study media and business. I'm gonna go for like combination of major and minor, hopefully. So yeah, and now the list of the schools that I apply to. Let me just open it. All right, so Boston University, Cornell, New York University, University of Miami. I'm about to apply to University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. I'm gonna do it in the near future. I have time until the 1st of February, I think. So yeah, University of Pennsylvania, University of Southern California, or USC, whatever, and University of North Carolina. Chapel Hill. I just can't fucking pronounce that. Chapel Hill. All right, you get it, right? So yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, and where do you ideally want to go? I don't know, like, apart from these colleges, I also applied to Princeton, but I didn't do it over the Common App. Obviously, if Princeton accepts me, I'm gonna go there, but chances of that aren't too high. I'd like to go to USC, honestly, because my best friend, he's most likely gonna go to California in 2019, just like me. The only difference is that I'm going the typical college route, and, you know, he's just gonna, you know, work. But, you know, if I were to have him, you know, close to me in the same, you know, city or whatever, it would be a huge, you know, psychological boost for me and for him, because, you know, we're best friends for like 6 years, I don't know, something like that. And we were together when we were at our lowest points of our lives, and we grew together. We tell each other all of our secrets. We trust each other. He's like a brother to me, and I'm like a brother to him. We understand each other. We both like the American mentality. We're going to the US, both of us. And, you know, we have so many similarities. And I just like to go and I just like to be in the same country as him, really. And, but obviously, that's not the only reason. Another reason is, well, it's fucking LA, right? So yeah, and, you know, USC is a great school, and I just, you know, did a lot of research about all of these schools, and I like all of them. I didn't randomly pick these 9 schools. I like all of them, as I said, but USC might be at the top, I think. And like everything else is like a close second, if you get what I mean. So yeah, that's for that. Please include this. Would you still like Boruto if it was a different anime and not an Naruto sequel? Yes, I would. Are you still going to film after college? I'm going to film as long as Boruto runs, and I think Boruto is going to run for another 6 years or something like that. That's my prediction, hopefully even more, but as I said, as long as the series runs, I'm gonna, film. Do you think we're going to see Urashiki in action this year? I'd like to be wrong, but I don't think that we're gonna see Urashiki before 2020. So yeah, what are your goals for your channel this year? So by the end of 2019, I'd like to have 33,000 subscribers. Do you like Naruto or Boruto better? Now, I don't think it's fair to compare, that rhymes. I don't think it's fair to compare 720 episodes to the current 89 episodes of Boruto. So, yeah. How do you think Berserk will end? Honestly, I'm not going to be surprised if Guts eventually loses and dies. And I'm not going to be surprised if both Guts and Griffith die by the end of the series, honestly. So, yeah, it might be dark. After all, it's a seinen series. Do you think Kawaki can be the greatest antagonist in all of Naruto/Boruto? He definitely has the potential to be one. Do I think it will happen? I'm not sure. How's Black Clover? Yo, I get it. The start of Black Clover, there are too many similarities with Naruto, right? And, some generic shonen aspects are there, but the series is so good. This series is literally... it literally took number 10 on my top 10 anime/manga lists, and I saw/read like 40 different anime/manga series. So it's not like I saw 5 anime and I'm saying that it's great, but honestly, the pacing of the manga is godly, the art is great, the characters are so likable, and the series overall is very underrated. As much as okay, I was gonna say something that was something very controversial, but I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to trigger anybody, so I'm just gonna move on to the next question. Favorite next-gen character, Boruto. Do you think Man City can still win the Premier League? Now, we beat Liverpool, right, recently, and it's -4 points now. That was a huge win, and although 4 points doesn't seem like too much, it actually kind of is, because Liverpool got kicked out of the FA Cup. Yes, they do have the Champions League, but it's only Champions League and the Premier League to focus on. We, on the other side, have the Premier League, we have the Champions League, we're still in the FA Cup, and we're still in the League Cup. We just won the first semi-final leg 9-0. That was crazy. But, it's not an excuse, but City has more games to play until the end, and it's going to be hard. I think it's possible. I'm obviously not 100% sure, but I do think that we can win it. But to answer your question, do you think Man City? Well, you asked, can they win the league? They definitely can. But if I had to place a bet on one of the teams, I might be subjective, but I'd still put it on City, even though it's hard. So yeah. Could Boruto die a heroic shinobi death by the end of the series? No, it's a shonen series. I don't think they're gonna do something like that. Do you know your long-term fans? Most of them. However, when some of you guys change your username or your profile picture, that might get me confused, because I'm used to a certain name or a certain picture for such a long time, and you change it, and then I get confused. Because I have a lot of subscribers, and I obviously can't remember all of them, but my long-term fans, some of the oldest fans, I know them. Can the Jogan be the origin of all eyes? We already see the similarities with the Sharingan and Byakugan. Do you think it will be more powerful than Rina's Sharingan? I actually do think that the Jogan could potentially be the origin of all eyes. It might be like the first powerful dojutsu or whatever, right? And I actually do think that eventually it's going to be more powerful than the Rina's Sharingan. My theory is that it's the strongest dojutsu. So yeah, tits or ass? Straight to the point. Ass. Do you think there should actually be villains in Boruto stronger than Naruto, or should Naruto just be a one-shot god? I think Naruto shouldn't stay on top forever. Granted, Naruto's will disagree. I do think that there should be villains stronger than Naruto, and I do think that there will be villains stronger than Naruto. What were the subjects you liked the most and those you hated during during these pre-college years. I hated like all the subjects that I was forced to study, and that's like most subjects. I mean, the educational system sucks. I mean, if you're in Finland, it doesn't suck, but for the majority of the world, it does suck. It's not that, for example, chemistry is a bad subject or anything like that. It's just that, you know, it doesn't interest me personally, right? Like, like my life, like chemistry is so useless for my life, and for me, I simply don't want to study it, and for that reason, I always hated it. But to say that I hate the subject is kind of stupid, because that, you know, it's not that I hate the subject, it's just that, you know, I hate the fact that I'm forced to study it. Same with biology. History, I mean, you know, it's fucking, you know, common knowledge, something that you're supposed to know, but just some things, not all things in it. I don't know how it was for you, but back when I had history, we had to memorize all these years. And the thing is, it's always good to know a century, right? You know, an approximate period of when something happened, but you know, we were constantly forced to memorize all these years, and it's simply not possible to memorize all of that. And some of the stuff that we were studying in the past, oh my god, like it was too much. It was too much. So yeah, another example, biology. You know, the same thing as with chemistry, it doesn't interest me. Like, I don't give a fuck about plants. Why am I studying a structure of a plant? Do you get what I mean? And I could go on like this forever. Subjects that I liked the most were business, maths, and I liked economics. And yeah, I guess that's it. Do you think that the Boruto anime will ever go seasonal, or the manga will go weekly? I think the manga will go weekly eventually, and the anime will never go seasonal. Why did you start YouTube? Honestly, I didn't realize it back then, 2 years ago, but I think it's just because I was depressed. Like at that period, I was in you know, I remember I was in a horrible state of mind, and you know, I was at my home for like every day pretty much. And just in that loneliness, I guess. It's not that it's not that I didn't have friends. I always had friends, but, you know, I just wasn't satisfied with myself and, you know, with the stuff that was going on in my life back then. And, you know, I was just spending a lot of time at home. And, I mean, that's how I got back into Naruto. I watched Naruto when I was a kid in, like, 2009, 2010, something like that. Because they used to air the first 50 episodes on a Serbian TV channel, and they would constantly air the first 50 episodes. I stopped, right? I didn't want to watch the same material over and over again. What was I saying? Yeah, and because of that quote unquote loneliness, and because of the fact that I was at home for all these days, I started watching Naruto, right? And when I finished Naruto in December, I kind of started this channel again because I was at home, and boom, I just got an idea to create a channel. And it's not my first YouTube channel. I already did it in the past, so it wasn't something that was completely new. But as I said, back then I didn't realize it, but realistically I was depressed. I wanted to find something to do because I was probably bored at home, especially when I finished Naruto. Like, I was super sad when I finished it. So yeah, it's mainly because I was depressed. I'm not depressed now, don't worry. I'm actually super happy right now. Not super happy, but happy. Do you think Sasuke will die in Boruto? Yes. Who's your favorite anime YouTuber and why? Now, to say that Double for Anime is my favorite YouTuber now is kind of strange because we became friends and we occasionally text each other. I mean, we texted each other literally today after some time though. So it's kind of strange for me to say this, so I'm not gonna say Double for Anime, but I'm gonna say Chibi Reviews. I really like that guy. Yeah. How do you think Boruto will end? Naruto, like, we have a huge time skip, obviously, and then Naruto gives the Hokage title to Sarada, and we see adult Boruto and adult Sarada with their kids, stuff like that, and, you know, a happy ending. That's how I see the series ending, and Sarada becomes the 8th Hokage. Eternal, how hard is it to balance school and YouTube on a daily and weekly basis? Because that grind seems hectic, dog. It's hard. I mean, My channel suffered a lot in September, October, November, and December. You know, I did these college essays, I did the SAT preparation, I was focusing on school like too much. I mean, not too much, it's just that, you know, I didn't really have time for YouTube, and I was barely uploading. Like, my growth rate was horrible throughout these months. But I'm back on my grind. It's New Year, I have more time. I'm done with all the college. I'm done with all the college stuff, so I have a lot of time now. Not a lot of time, I'm exaggerating. But I have more time than before, so I can upload daily. But trust me, it's hard to balance it, even though it doesn't seem like it's hard, because like you guys get like a 7-minute video and you might think that it took me 7 minutes to make it. But where's the like, I don't edit my videos too much, but still it's a couple of minutes to put everything together, and then you wait for it to save for another 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and then it uploads for another 10 minutes, right? And still that isn't too much. But what happens when you're supposed to read hundreds of comments and reply to at least, I don't know, 50 or 60 of them? And what happens when you think about potential you know, video ideas? And also the time I spend on my Twitter. So my Twitter is directly connected to my YouTube. My Instagram is, you know, both my personal one and like a YouTube one. So I'm not gonna count that, but you know, Twitter, it's also part of YouTube in a way. And when you add everything, that's a lot of time. So yeah, it's definitely hard, but I'm doing it. If BoruSara becomes canon, will it happen midway or at the end? At the end. Although I think we will get some clear signs of this ship earlier throughout the series. Excuse me. Why did you call your channel Eternal Hokage? Back when Naruto ended, my favorite Naruto characters were Naruto and Itachi. I mean, they still are, but now we have Boruto and all that, and some characters are also added to this top list or whatever. But you know, Naruto and Itachi are my favorite Naruto characters, right? Hokage, that's connected to Naruto, and Eternal, that's connected to the Mangekyo Sharingan, right? We have the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, and whenever I hear the phrase Mangekyo Sharingan, I always think of Itachi. And again, at that time, I was just randomly trying to come up with a name, but I guess it's connected to the fact that I stan you know, Naruto and Itachi. So yeah, who will be the winner in the Kawaki versus Boruto future matchup, and do you think it will be interrupted? At the end of the day, I think Boruto will be the winner, and it's possibly gonna get interrupted somehow by somebody. What's your name? My name is Andrea. It actually says on my Instagram page, so it's not a secret. What would you do if Boruto got cancelled? I don't even want to think about it because it's fucking painful when I think about it. What inspired you to become a YouTuber? Well, let's say who inspired you to become a YouTuber. Now, Double for Anime inspired me to make this channel. Double for Anime and for Neverworld, but mostly Double for Anime. When I saw him talking about Naruto, I was like, damn, I want to talk about the Naruto franchise as well. But I already said that this was that you know, Eternal Hokage isn't my first YouTube channel. In 2010, I think, or 9, I don't know. I was watching Smosh with my best friend at the time. We don't really see each other today, but you know, we just really liked this idea of two friends making videos, and you know, we used to stand Smosh, bro, and you know, we were just making dumb videos, but our videos weren't funny. That's the difference. Hi, would you do a video with Anime Balls Deep? P.S. What's the main Boruto prediction that you have for the future? Thanks for answering. My main Boruto prediction, I actually mentioned it in this video: Sarada becoming the 8th Hokage, and BoruSara happening, and Naruto surviving, you know, throughout the Boruto series. And even if he dies, I think he's gonna get revived through Rebirth by Sasuke or something like that. And to answer your first question, would you like to do a video with Anime Balls Deep? For those of you who are new to this channel, you probably don't know this, but me and Adil from Anime Balls Deep actually did a couple of videos in the past. One of them was uploaded to his channel. I remember we talked about Sarada, and it was actually me, Adil, and 2 Spooky, and we did like 2 or 3 videos from my channel, I believe. So that's like 3 or 4 videos in total. So yeah, I suppose that this person saw these videos in the past, and that's why this person wants another video. And I'm actually gonna do something right now. I just took my phone and I'm gonna text Adil right now. Hey bro, comma, just so you know, this will be in a YouTube video that that I'm filming right now. It's a Q&A. Three dots. Do you want to do a video? We haven't done one in a long time. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, the message has been sent. A couple of more questions. What made you want to start reviewing Boruto? My love for the Naruto series. Eternal, is Naruto as Hokage stronger than War Arc Naruto, and has he lost his orbs? That's all I want to know. Please answer. I do think that he lost his orbs. And is he stronger than the War Arc Naruto? Yes, he's much stronger. Think about it like this. Naruto got the second half of Kurama after the war, right? So Naruto was strong as fuck. But then he gets 2 times stronger by getting the second half of Kurama. Just try and think about that for a second. And plus, he faced a very strong opponent after the war, and I'm obviously talking about Toneri, and it was a one-on-one, and that just made him even stronger. His taijutsu improved. He definitely got smarter as years passed, and he's much stronger right now. So yeah, a couple of more questions. I think, are you gonna live on campus or in your own apartment or whatever? Campus. What's up with the second channel? Did you forget the password? Actually, I stopped uploading a couple of months ago because I still don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I'm definitely not gonna review other series because I simply don't have time to review something else on a weekly basis. I'm struggling. I don't know if I want to do anime videos there or if I just want to do random videos, not vlogs, because I'm not the type to go outside and film myself. I just just no. But nothing against vloggers, obviously. It's just that that's not for me, and I think you guys probably understand why. You can kind of see it by myself. But I don't know if I'm gonna do, as I said, anime videos or just random videos where I talk about stuff, where I react to stuff, and I don't know. And the final 2 questions, when I took all these screenshots a couple of hours ago, so I don't know if I got any questions after this, but when I was saving the comments, these were the 2 final questions, so I felt like I had to include them. Where was Sasuke when Kawaki attacked the village? He is in his grave at this point. Who's your favorite kunoichi from Naruto? Kushina. Sarada did appear in Naruto chapter 700, so technically it's Sarada. But my love for Sarada and her character, and I mean, look at this. My love for her character was born when I got introduced to her character properly in the Boruto series, right? Because if I had no knowledge of Sarada in Boruto, I wouldn't say Sarada because she appeared in 1 chapter, right? So I'm gonna say Kushina, okay? Kushina Uzumaki, the mother of the protagonist. So yeah, that was your boy Hokage. Thank you once again for 20,000 subscribers. We're already at 20.5k or something like that, which is crazy. But yeah, Twitter, Discord, Instagram, and second channel links are in the description of this video. If you're new to the channel and if you're into the Boruto series, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.